Oh, baby, playoffs less than 2 weeks away. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, baby. Do you feel good? Are you over that loss? Are you ready to get it going? Are you ready to go on another streak? Are you ready to go all the way? Mikey's here for you, baby. Oh, and let's go.
With the playoffs less than 2 weeks away, things are heating up for the Montreal Canadiens. Big game tonight at the Bell Center. There was a big game yesterday in Buffalo versus Tampa Bay and the Sabres. Michael Hage, will he make his Habs debut this year? We're going to dive all into those topics, plus more, on this episode of East Coast Sports. It's your boy, Mikey, and let's fire it up, boys. Let's fire it up. Playoffs a week from this Saturday. Can you believe it? Montreal Canadiens, as we discussed, clinched their spot in the playoffs. Thank the good Lord. Back-to-back seasons, baby. Who are we playing? Who do you want to play? Maybe I owe Buffalo fans an apology. I was a little hard on the Sabres. Are the Sabres really for real? Seriously, are they for real? Are you guys for real? I don't know. Last night it looked like it. That was that was a great game. That was a playoff-style game versus Tampa Bay in a very close game. Sabres got on Tampa Bay early, kept the lead the whole game, basically a 3-2 game, empty netter in the end, and the packed house in Buffalo. Yes, that is great to see, Sabres fans. Packing the arenas full of Sabres fans. You don't got to bitch about Montreal fans anymore. You got your own fans these days. Whew, that playoff matchup would be spicy, wouldn't it? Ouch! Let's see what happens, because last night, Buffalo, in the Atlantic Division, they tied Tampa Bay. They took the 2 points. Now they're both sitting atop of the Atlantic Division with 102 points each. Just below them is your Montreal Canadiens with 100 points even. And then you got the Boston Bruins sitting in the first wild card spot and basically securing that playoff spot. Isn't official yet. They don't have the X beside their name just yet, but all but secured a playoff spot. Speaking of playoffs, we're sitting here talking about the playoffs. I got a sexy email from the Montreal Canadiens and the Bell Center the other day. Playoff tickets are going on pre-sale starting today. If you are a season ticket holder, you're able to purchase up to 2 playoff tickets for one of the first 2 games at the Bell Center. I am not a season ticket holder, unfortunately, but I am signed up on their newsletter. And since I am, I get to try my luck in a little playoff ticket lottery. I'm going in it tomorrow looking for the first game. We're sending East Coast Sports to the Bell Center. First game of the Habs playoffs. We want to be there. We're going to bring you with us and do as many crazy things as I can think of. Or the guy that's with me will actually let me do. Just because I'm embarrassing myself, can't embarrass everybody, can I? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Again, who are we playing? Buffalo, Tampa, Boston, Ottawa. We don't know. The bottom of the wild card in the East is crazy. Listen to these teams. Ottawa still in a playoff berth. Go Sens. Ugh. Ooh, that was rough to say. New York Islanders, Detroit, Columbus, and Washington all within a couple of points of the Sens, and it is going to be close, right down to the wire. Maybe you're not worried about securing a playoff spot on the last day, Montreal Canadiens fans, but you will be figuring out who we're going to play right up until the last day. Games remaining for the Habs, 5, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games remaining, including tonight. Starting goaltenders for tonight, expected to be Jakub Dobish, let's go, and Sergei Bobrovsky. Florida well out of a playoff, but don't you think they're not going to want to come into the Bell Center and ruin Cole Caufield's night, ruin the fans' night, and take it to the Montreal Canadiens. Let's not let that happen, boys! Cole, 50th tonight. Mark it. Guaranteed. Habs win tonight. Mark it. Guaranteed. That's what I'm talking about, baby. This is not Blue Jays land. This is Montreal Canadiens land, and we win games around here, baby. Elsewhere in the NHL tonight, as it pertains to the Eastern Conference playoffs, this is a good one. Tampa Bay at Ottawa. I like. Maybe a little back and forth on the old Teletubby for that one. Big game Sens fans. Who are you getting tonight? Allmark or Allmark? I don't know which one. Good luck to you. Actually, because of the playoff implications and I want to finish first in the Atlantic, how about a go Sens go? Columbus is at Detroit. Both teams are on the outside looking in. Boston at Carolina. Boston, they just keep stacking wins. They just keep stacking points. Very quiet and very underestimated, I believe, in this playoffs. When we look at the playoff picture, when it's finally all said and done, we'll have a couple of days after next week, and we're going to dive into the matchups. Boston Bruins, nobody's talking about this team, and all they're doing is just keep trucking. Pastas keeps doing his thing. Geekies keep scoring goals. McAvoy is the stud. Scary team in the playoffs. Last game I want to talk about tonight, Philadelphia at New Jersey, because Rick Tocchet's team is in a playoff spot. I love it when these former players come and coach teams and take them to the promised land. Unfortunately for our boy Patty Waugh, that did not happen. Adios, Patty. Islanders fired Patrick Waugh earlier in the week. Peter DeBoer took over, former Sharks coach, Vegas coach, Dallas coach. You know, he's always in the semifinals. For Islander fans, they're looking like they're hoping, let's say, he could do the same for them. Islanders, night off. They don't play until Thursday. In fact, I believe they only got about 4 games left. Also tonight, as it pertains to our boy, Mr. Cole Caufield, and his quest for the Rocket Richard Trophy, Colorado is at St. Louis. Nathan McKinnon, East Coast. He sits at 51 goals, and he's 2 up on our boy, Cole Caufield. Here's the thing, though. Colorado is 8 points up in the division on Dallas. They have 6 games left. When are we going to start talking about resting players in the league here? Because I know this isn't the NBA, but come on. Managements, teams, coaches, they're going to start, dialing it back just a little bit. They don't care about individual awards. They're looking to make a long run in Colorado. And frankly, just sit, Nate, for the rest of the year. Gear them up for the playoffs. Hope to see you in the Stanley Cup Finals. And I hope to see the Rocket Richard Trophy back in Montreal. Elsewhere in the West tonight, Edmonton, they're still locked in a playoff spot. They're in Utah, Nashville's at Anaheim, and the Vegas Golden Knights at Vancouver. Wow, Vegas turning it around. John Tortorella took over 4 wins in a row. Carter Hart, you remember him. Yeah, he's back. He's back in the league and back from injury, and he's looking like he's getting the majority of the starts down the stretch. Let's see what that young Canadian goaltender can do. Speaking of young Canadians, let's roll the sleeves up for this one. We are talking about our prospect, our number 1 prospect in the system right now for the Montreal Canadiens is Michael Hage. This is a speedy center/winger. Could help the Montreal Canadiens down to the wire. But unfortunately for us, but fortunately for him, his team is doing extremely well in the Frozen Four. In fact, they are down to the semifinals. That's why you haven't heard any Michael Hage talk. No, he's not injured. Yeah, he was a little banged up last week, took a block shot, but he'll be okay. He should be able to play this weekend. And is he going to play for the Montreal Canadiens? Let's realistically break this down. April the 9th, that's this Thursday, is the NCAA semifinals, which Michael Hage will be playing. April the 11th is the final. That is on a Saturday. So if all goes well, and honestly, let's hope for the guy's sake, he had a rough World Juniors, didn't get the W at the World Juniors. Let's hope that he gets an NC2A title to his name. But if you want him to join the Montreal Canadiens, April 11th would be his last game. That means Sunday he could sign with the Montreal Canadiens. Guess what? We're playing Sunday. We're on the road for our last two games, New York Islanders and Philadelphia Flyers. Now, we play Philadelphia on the Tuesday. So realistically, the Habs could sign Michael Hage after winning his NC2A title and get him into that last regular season game against the Philadelphia Flyers. Most of these guys only play one or two games at the end of the season anyways. Are they going to want to do this, though? Are they going to want to rush this kid? Here's the thing. I don't care if it's one game or 80 games. As soon as you put that Montreal Canadiens sweater on, you feel it in your blood. As soon as you start playing those playoff games, remember, Demidov only played 2 games last year, plus the playoffs, and he looked a lot better at camp this year. I want the same thing for Michael Hage. Bring Michael Hage on this team. Who will he replace? I don't care who he replaces. That's up for Marty St. Louis to figure out. Also, Warren Body's going to be coming back possibly for the playoffs. Kirby Dach, Alexander Carrier. Kirby Dach was going to be out 2 to 4 weeks. That was a couple of weeks ago. So April the 14th is 4 weeks from when they reported Kirby 2 to 4 weeks. So maybe Kirby gets in that last game against Philadelphia. Alexander Carrier, 7 days ago, they announced him out 2 to 4 weeks. So let's hope both are ready for the playoffs. I personally do not care who starts for the playoffs. I am not going to debate players right now. All I want is wins, baby. Wins, 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 wins. All the way to the cup. And that's what we're going to do. Let's go and let's do this one time for your boy. Go, Habs, go. Go, Habs, go. Go, Habs, go.